So get this, recently I played a game called Gears of War. Pretty clever, right? Yeah? No? Gears of War, or as you may know it, Gears of War 4. So Gears of War 4 is the latest installment of the Gears franchise, but the first time I played it was the very first game way back in 2007. Or I should say try to play it. About a month after I got the game, Halo 3 came out and I needed some extra money, so guess which game went? Here's a hint, it rhymes with Years of Yore. So I decided to give this one a fresh try, a fresh look, and play this game from start to finish. Yeah, start to finish. So let me start out by saying some of the things that I really did like about Gears of War 4. First of all, the story was interesting. It takes place in the distant future, right after a war with these creatures called the Locusts. And I'll be straight with you, as scary as the Locusts are, they're nowhere near as frightening as the leader of their world, which is apparently Cyborg Hillary Clinton. Yeah, that right there is a thing. Aside from that, you play the son of Marcus Phoenix, who was the hero for the previous 3 games, but spoiler alert, he's still alive, and once you find him, you go off on your own little adventure together. But when I say adventure, I mean fighting endless armies of robots and Hell Knights. Oh, I'm sorry, I mean the Swarm. But moving on from that, another thing I really enjoyed was the acting. No, they won't win an Academy Award for any of this, but it was still very good acting for a sci-fi story. Those 2 elements right there tell me that this would actually make a really, really good movie. But the icing on the cake is the fact that the graphics are beautiful in terms of architecture and environments. You really do feel engrossed in the areas that you're in. So right there, you have the perfect recipe for what could ultimately be a great game. But then I played it. For the first act or so, you're mainly just fighting armies of blue robots. None of them really look different from each other. They just have different weapons, and that's about it. They just tell you to freeze, stop, whatever, and of course, you're not going to do that because you're Marcus Phoenix's son. And here's the way this basically works. You move a few feet, you come across some chest-high walls, you hear a gong sound, and then planes drop a bunch of octagonal crates, and then boom, you have robots everywhere. Move a few more feet, a few more planes, a few more octagonal crates, and then boom, more robots. A few more feet, guess what? Yep, you know it, more robots. This goes on and on. And then finally you reach the act where you come across these weird creepy monsters. They're in all sorts of cocoons. Some are bigger, some look like Hell Knights from Doom. Others look like giant bugs from Starship Troopers, and they have a fairly wide variety of it. And just as you think you're about to have something new, there's the gong, there's the chest-high walls, and you have tons of enemies to fight. Move a few more feet and you get the picture at this point. This goes on for 7.5 hours. Yes, I will admit that there are these interesting rail segments, like you have this one on a motorcycle where you're going through the jungle and shooting things and blasting things. You have another one where you're on this elevator cable and you're just trying to fly up and avoid all this falling debris. That was awesome. And admittedly, things do come together in the final act, and each of the missions does seem to be a different variant. And I will admit that things do seem to get a little bit more mixed up in the final act. You even get to fight in these giant mech robots, and things do seem changed up. But that's at the final act. When I was playing this game, when I was in the second act, I thought I was in the third or fourth act and was like, wait, this is act 2? And by the time I got in the middle of act 3, I said, how many acts are there in this game? And I looked and it said 5, and I was like, oh. Honestly, I think one of the things that would have helped this game a lot is if the gameplay time was cut in half. And while I do realize there are a lot of people out there who are nitpickers about campaign length, yeah, shut up. It doesn't have to be a long campaign every time. If it gets to a point where I start looking at my watch, the campaign should have been over by now. I don't care if a game is long or short, so long as it works with the story that it's trying to tell. Those two need to go in sync with each other. I don't want one that's too long, I don't want one that's too short, but one that's just right. But no, this game goes on and on and on. And there's not really much variation to the combat either. You have chest-high walls, you have enemies, that's it. Occasionally a mini boss battle will break up the monotony of the game, but that doesn't happen a lot, and even the bosses that are in there are kind of annoying. Yeah, I'm talking about you, that bug that eats you and drags you everywhere, and you have to wait for your teammates to shoot it out. Can't believe I just said that. Guys, at the end of the day, there were elements about Gears of War 4 that I liked. A fun story, great acting, great graphics, but honestly, I feel like this would have made a better movie than a game. I played the game once, I haven't had the urge to go back and play it since, so I wouldn't recommend spending money on it, but if you really want to play it, it could be worth maybe a rental. That's my opinion. Once through and I'm done. But if you're a fan of the multiplayer, maybe it's worth investing some money in. But since I usually put campaign first, that's how I rate this game. So Gears of War 4, did you like it? Did you hate it? If you did like it, tell me what you did like about it. You can let me know in the comments below, or hit me up on both Facebook and Twitter. Links to my social media can be found in the description below. If you like this video and you want to see more, click that subscribe button for more video game related content every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday right here on MythicTyrant.com. Don't forget about Q&A Saturdays as well as Sunday Fun Days, and I'll see you right back here next time. Thanks so much for watching, guys and gals, and as always, I'm the Tyrant, signing off.